Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about nested if conditions. Nested if conditions means that we are having one if above and we are going to have several if conditions included inside the first if condition. Let me illustrate it with an example. So here we would like to check two things. First, to see if a number is larger than 10 or not. And if it is larger than 10, then check to see if the number is odd or even. Okay, so there are two ifs to be checked. So therefore, we can use nested if conditions. Let me illustrate it with an example. So I'm having a variable called number. I'm assigning number 15 to the number variable. First, I'm checking to see if this number is larger than 10 or not. So if the number is larger than 10, this part of the code needs to be executed. This part of the code is going to enter this if condition. Then this further part of the code is going to be investigated. Okay, and if the number is larger than 10, it is going to investigate this part that I highlighted. And if the number is not larger than 10, it is going to enter this else part here. Okay, so this is the first if condition. If the number is larger than 10, it is going to enter this part and investigate this part. If the number is not larger than 10, it is going to enter this part. So for example, let me check number 5. So when I run this code, it says the number is not greater than 10. So it checks to see if 5 is larger than 10. No, it's not true. Therefore, this part of the code is not going to be executed or even investigated. When 5 is not larger than 10, it is going to directly come to this else part because it's not larger than 10, and it is going to say the number is not greater than 10. But what if the number is greater than 10? So if the number is greater than 10, it is going to check if the number is divided by 2, its remainder equals 0. So when we want to see if a number is odd or even, one way would be to check if the number is when an even number is divided by 2, when the remainder of this division equals 0, it means the number is even. Okay, I will say it again. So when one number is divided by 2 and the remainder of this division is 0, it means that the original number that was divided by 2 is an even number. Take 10 as an example. So 10, when it is divided by 2, the output is 5. The output of division is 5, but the remainder is 0. Therefore, we can say number 10 is an even number. But if we have a division of number 11 divided by 2, there will be some value in the remainder of this division. Therefore, it shows that it is one of the signs of saying that this number is not even and it is odd. So one condition to check if a number is even or not is to see if the number is divided by 2, the remainder of this division must be equal to 0. If this condition is true, therefore the number is even. So we are checking to see if this number is divided by 2 and its remainder using modulus sign equals 0. It means that if this condition passes, it means that the number is even. Then we are going to have the number is greater than 10 and even. Otherwise means this part. Okay, if this condition is not passed, it is going to enter this part. So let me run the code. So it says the number is greater than 10 and odd. It means that this part is executed. So let us go step by step. Number equals 15. 15 is larger than 10? Yes. So when this is the first condition, this is the second part. So when 15 is larger than 10, it is going to enter either of these conditions. Okay. So first it says 15 divided by 2, its remainder equals 0. No, this is not true because it's 15 and it's not an even number. Therefore, this condition is not true because when 15 is divided by 2, the remainder is not equal to 0. So when this part is not executed, this condition is not passed. Therefore, this part is not executed and it jumps to this part, says that, okay, if it is divided by 2 and its remainder is not equal to 0, it means that the number is odd. Therefore, it is printing out the number is greater than 10 and odd. So we learned in this video about nested loop. So this is the first if condition, and this is the another if condition inside of the first if condition. So in the first if condition, it is checking to see if the number is larger than 10 or not. Okay, but this second if condition that is checking to see if the number is odd or even is included inside the first if condition. So this is how we call a nested if condition, when one if condition is inside another if condition. We learned about if conditions and the nested if conditions, and we learned how to understand if a number is odd or even. Thank you for watching.